Sometimes you have to start the video and then figure out what you're going to say. I did take some notes, badly, from the Gospel of Mary, which I first read maybe 10 years ago. My minister lent me her copy, my minister friend, and I kept it. Of course, I lost it, but I gave her in return for her Gospel of Mary, Magdalene, a book about the Kabbalah, which I had made notes in. And I hope she enjoyed that. We can only hope. So, what is the nature of sin? I could have taken the time to look up sin, the moon god, and gone into all of that, and how the word itself is a false construct designed to keep people ignorant and blaspheming, essentially, against words that were sacred. But I didn't decide to go that route because I don't think it matters right now, unless you do. Alright, so Jesus dies and shows up to Mary, and she's like, will matter be destroyed? So then I'm thinking, he says, Jesus says that it'll all be destroyed. But I don't think that's what he meant. I wrote my response that the sin of the world is blinded faith. We call this conformity. It seems accurate to me, because it is accurate, and it's more to the point than a fucking mythological future. It's happening now. The sin of the world is blinded faith. People are blinded. They're like, oh, COVID, let's put masks on. Let's put masks on our kids and send them to school. We call this conformity. This is done for the expedience of the individual, not necessarily for the greater good. Maybe for a greater evil. Bill Gates is not a good guy. He might be a necessary evil to help people wake up to the fact that they are living in a blinded faith in this thing we call government. It's conformity to whatever will get you further in this world. That's what it is. It's greed. It's comfort. It's the go along, get along, see no evil, speak no evil, hear no evil. Because if you do, then it's like being a Muslim and talking about saying someone's a homosexual. It's like, dude, they're all homosexuals. You can't say that or they will throw you from a roof. Because that's how they roll. It's a sin, but whatever. They're sinners. They're the second biggest group of sinners in the world. Third. The Jews and the Vatican have to go first. And then the entire Muslim faith. Biggest fucking sinners in the world. Matter gave birth to a passion. Well, without a physical body, there wouldn't be, at least in what we call a physical body, without it. If we were just spiritual, we couldn't have sex or fight or run or jump or do anything that the body can do. Do I believe that? No, absolutely not. And Jesus says to be content at heart, but be discontent and disobedient. Why? Why would he tell you to be discontent with the world and disobedient? The sin of the world is blinded faith. We call this conformity. You should be discontent with blinded faith by lying scumbags that you call elite. I call them shitheads, but people call them elite because they're rich. Like that's something to aspire to. Is it really? There's not even a middle class anymore. Everything's shut down. The world ended already, essentially. Then Jesus says, be content and agreeable only in the presence of the other nature. The other nature. The other nature. So there's your human nature, which will be dictated to you to a large extent for part of your life by your parents. Nature, your DNA, your nature, how you're nurtured, how you're raised, and your environment. Nature, nurture, environment. But these are all the same thing. They're your culture. The great philosopher Kurt Cobain said in Territorial Pissings, when I was an alien, cultures weren't opinions. It almost sounds like he knew what he was talking about. So your two natures. So the nature that you agree to because you're conforming to this blinded faith of your culture,